What's up, guys? It's Addy here, back with another video about the NBA this offseason and what's been going on. Really sorry about not being able to post like every single day, but I'm trying to get at least once a week. It's the summertime, so it's always pretty busy, but I'll try to get as many videos as I can out there. And yeah, so let's get into it. A lot of news, a lot of talks going on. Even though a lot's already happened in this NBA free agency and off season, but let me just start out by saying these are the players I'm just using because they're involved in today's talks and what I'm going to be talking about. So yeah, let's get right into it. The Celtics have already done a lot this offseason. A lot of disappointments, but also a lot of, achievements for them. They got Gordon Hayward, signed a great player, Jason Tatum, who's really played great. But Anthony Davis is in the talks, and let me tell you, if the Celtics get Anthony Davis, the Warriors are in some trouble because, they're going to put the Cavs aside, and they're going straight for that championship because Anthony Davis is a really young player. He's only going to get better. He's a tall guy. He's developed that three-point shot. And hopefully, really hopefully, he's a great defensive player and a great scorer. He can easily put up like 30 a game with the right team, with the right people around him. Anthony Davis can be amazing. And I really think he's been kind of stuck in that DeMarcus Cousins type of vibe, and you don't want that such a great player to be lost in such an awful team. And if you put him around Isaiah Thomas and Gordon Hayward and Al Horford with young guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, that is something to look at. We got that pick. The Celtics have a lot to offer to this Pelicans team. From millions of draft picks to Jay Crowder, Marcus Smart, a young guy. Maybe they give up Jaylen Brown, keep Tatum. Maybe they give up Tatum. I don't know. I'd be pretty willing to give up Tatum as well for Anthony Davis because he's something different. The Celtics have always been looking for a big man kind of firepower that they've been missing for a while. And not just big man, but a good defensive big man. And they just got a great scorer in Gordon Hayward. They've always had Isaiah Thomas, who's an offensive, maniac. He scores continuously, but they need a defensive guy who can really, really help them out. And I think Anthony Davis can be that guy. Rumors came out last year as well that they were really interested in Davis. And, if this if Cousins and Davis's partnership doesn't work out, and hopefully Rondo will make that partnership even worse. Rondo is one of my favorite players growing up because he played for the Celtics, but I'm still a Celtics fan, and I want us to get one of them. Even if DeMarcus Cousins gets on the trade block, which I think is probably more possible than Anthony Davis getting on the trade block, it can be really helpful. But because Davis has got a lot, of time on his contract. But maybe the Pelicans are looking for something different. Keeping Davis isn't gonna be great for them either. They've got pretty good, point guards and Drew Holiday. Great point guards, passing wise, and Rondo and Drew Holiday, who can really spread the floor. Not spread the floor, but give great passes to Anthony Davis, and they know how to control the ball. But I think it's important if their partnership works out. They only had a half a year last year, and if the Celtics can somehow, push them towards trading Davis to them with all these assets that they have, it could be, probably the best trade the Celtics have ever done. Honestly, this could really help the Celtics go on and win a championship because, people are going to want to sign with the Celtics afterwards as well. And maybe, this is more like a mid-season scenario because, obviously the Pelicans are also going to want to try, maybe a full season or at least a half season of this partnership that they've created. And it's not oh man, that was a great dunk. But it's not an awful idea for the Pelicans to give Anthony Davis up. DeMarcus Cousins probably makes more sense because, Davis is younger. Davis has a better contract, and, Cousins already's kind of given some hints that he wants to leave. But, I don't think any player is really definitive aggressive on wanting to leave to a certain team. I mean, I don't really buy into the Paul George Lakers crap. I mean, I really think he'll give the Thunder a big opportunity, and if him and Westbrook really work out, I don't think George is going to walk away to the Lakers, because what do the Lakers have? I mean, there's a lot of players that have said they want to play for the Lakers, including LeBron James, who I'll get to later on, but LeBron said he wants to go to the Lakers, or, he's given hints about it. I don't think anybody really openly says it except for maybe Paul George once, but DeMarcus Cousins has been said to have been leaning towards the Lakers and signing to them at one point. So, I mean, I don't see what's so tempting about it. If Anthony Davis or even DeMarcus Cousins comes to the Celtics, it's so much better than going to the signing with the Lakers. They have Lonzo Ball, which is like, okay, whatever. But even nobody knows how great he'll be. He's just playing great in the Summer League, which is like, so was Tatum. He just got injured. I mean, it's not, you got to see how experienced they are before just jumping to the Lakers. So, I mean, the Lakers aren't even a playoff team still. So just jumping to them, I don't think it makes any sense. I don't think George is going anywhere. I don't think Cousins is going anywhere. But if he stays with the Pelicans, he'll go somewhere, because the Pelicans aren't going to win anything with Cousins, and Davis, because you need, they can stretch the floor, but you still need some guys who can, handle a ball. And they've got a good passer in Rondo that they just picked up, and whether they start him or not is up to them. It's just they need it. I mean, if they sign like Isaiah Thomas next year, then yeah, maybe they'll give the Warriors some problems. But I really think for now, I think the Celtics might be able to force this trade, and kind of, if they lean on the Pelicans a lot, it could really be good for them, because Davis could leave in a few years, Cousins could be leaving eventually. I mean, the Pelicans should probably, and they should want to start, getting young players, and not do what Sacramento did, which, I mean, I think they really got ripped off there. They still got some okay players like Buddy Hield and maybe some draft picks for Cousins, but Sacramento is in a pretty rough spot that the Pelicans could avoid. They could keep one of the big men. I'm fine with both as a Celtic fan. They can keep one of the big men and then take some young guys from the Celtics, because Marcus Smart's a great point guard. Jaylen Brown's going to be a great small forward eventually. There's a lot to look into as the Celtics assets, and for the Celtics, this trade's a no-brainer. I mean, whatever they ask for, they got to go for it, because Davis is young. He's got a great contract. This might be the best player they could actually go for. He's a definite future MVP. I mean, you can't get these kind of trades like ever. So, I mean, I really hope that this trade goes through. I'm sure it's going to be more of a mid-season thing than right now. I don't think Davis is on the trade block, or will be on the trade block anytime soon. It'll probably be, if the season's going rough and, the Pelicans realize it. Hopefully they realize it earlier than not, because the Celtics should really benefit from Anthony Davis in the playoffs. See, as he knocks down that three. But moving on to the next topic of discussion, which is LeBron James. I mean, he is not happy with what the Cavs are doing here, and I mean, why wouldn't he be? He's got two solid players around him, Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving, but that's obviously been faced to saying like it's not enough. I mean, the Warriors are hopping over there. Even the Warriors did more than the Cavs this year, and that must be disappointing. LeBron's not getting any younger. Kyrie is a pretty young guy, but Kevin Love isn't getting any younger. So obviously, and they don't have too young of a team. They've got an old J.R. Smith, they've got an old Kyle Korver, an old Darren Williams, and these are guys that eventually their contract will run out, and going forward, they're not going to get better. They're going to get worse. And that's what LeBron's issue is probably too. I mean, LeBron's 32, maybe 33 now. He's basically heading into the old age, in the old man age, and he's definitely, he wants to play with Wade, or definitely Wade or Carmelo or Chris Paul, and clearly Carmelo and Chris Paul are this close to playing with each other. But I really think LeBron to the Rockets could be a very, very interesting scenario that could play out, because he's got two guys that are really good friends of his, almost on the same team, and I really think Carmelo's trade will go through, because I think even the Knicks are trying to get rid of Carmelo at this point because there's no point in keeping him, and the Rockets could give them something interesting. So, although I think the Celtics should probably go for it as well. Uh, the Knicks and Rockets are probably in a pretty good deal right now, and they're just trying to get, the money all together and the assets, and, everyone's satisfied with both sides, and make a trade that, makes sense and can work as a official trade. So, that's what they're really trying to do there. And if LeBron can join them, James Harden, Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, and LeBron James, that is no doubt a better team than the Warriors. I mean, basically what it's come to is everyone's trying to beat the Warriors, and even LeBron's understanding right now that it's like the same thing. If you do the same thing over and over again, you're not going to find any better results. LeBron is realizing that right now. He's getting older. He's not going to be able to carry his own team forever. He's going to need help. That's why the Lakers, the Lakers rumors are coming up a lot. Maybe he wants to play with Paul George, or, play in LA once. Obviously, LeBron maybe might be trying to play in a big city team for once, get a lot of glory, even though the Cavs get a lot of glory anyway. It could be the Lakers. I really see Houston being a great spot for him. But the Sixers have really come up into the rumors as a place he might go. The Sixers are really growing. Embiid, Ben Simmons could be an amazing player, and obviously LeBron and Ben get along very well. Markelle Fultz could be a really good young star, but that team, I don't really see why LeBron would want to go there, as much as I don't see him going to Los Angeles, because those guys are so young. They're not going to be experienced enough to really give the Warriors a tough fight, even though Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and Markelle Fultz could be a great big three in the future, maybe better than Minnesota, and they've got Dario Saric, obviously Jahlil Okafor. They've got a lot of great young guys as well around them, but they're all rookie types. But maybe if LeBron goes in there and he can kind of mentor them all, and then Ben Simmons, and, really shape all of them, that could be a big deal for that team. And so the Sixers could be a really interesting spot for LeBron to go to if he wants some young guys. The Sixers are obviously, if LeBron goes, and whenever LeBron goes to a team, I think the important part to think about is that, he's always bringing guys with him. As soon as he came to Cleveland, the Cavs immediately got a trade for Kevin Love, because guys want to go play with LeBron, and, they'll immediately join. And I think as soon as he joins a team like the Sixers, or maybe Los Angeles, there'll be other guys trying to join it as well, because they know LeBron knows what's up, and LeBron, it's LeBron. LeBron wins games. In the end of the day, you got to look at, Paul George is trying to win a championship now. DeMarcus Cousins is trying to win a championship now. A lot of guys have gone their whole careers now, just losing to LeBron, and LeBron's been to the finals 8 times, so he clearly knows what he's doing. Whereas there's a lot of guys, DeMarcus Cousins, Paul George, DeMar DeRozan's been in the Laker talks. There's a lot of guys who just haven't been able to win while LeBron's been in the league. And that's going to be true for when Kevin Durant's in his prime, but although Durant's never going to be as good as LeBron, obviously Durant's going to be reigning right now because he's on such a great team. So they have to realize, right now that it's going to be pretty hard to beat a team with the Warriors. So might as well go join the LeBron while he can, and that's why LeBron going to the Rockets would be amazing for the Rockets, because they already possibly can have 3 all-star guys on their team, and then you add in LeBron James. It's pretty scary to think about. Probably the Warriors are most afraid of that happening, but even Miami's been in the talks for LeBron going back, returning to Miami, which I think is probably the smallest possibility. But I really see him going to the Sixers. I could see that happening, LeBron wanting to shape those young guys. It could really make a lot of sense. But going to Miami could also be interesting. Maybe Dwayne Wade and LeBron James have a reunion, but I don't think that's going to be good enough. If, Wade, LeBron, and Whiteside are trying to win a championship against the Warriors, I don't even think they'll beat the Celtics Celtics at that point. But if the Celtics, going back to the Celtics, if the Celtics can somehow get Anthony Davis, this is all going to be turned around. I'm telling you. I mean, the Celtics are going to sign some, they're probably going to, that's when you start shaping your team as a championship team. And I think they're very aware of the fact that, they are at the cusp, and they were last year as well, of, winning a title. And, they almost signed Kevin Durant, but I think Anthony Davis is better. If you sign Anthony Davis, he's much younger, and, he's just been rotten on the side. Finally he'd be in the spotlight, and as much as he's played great for the Pelicans, imagine him on a team with Gordon Hayward, Isaiah Thomas, and Al Horford. Al Horford's, he's a great veteran. He can really help shape that team. Gordon Hayward's a tremendous shooter, and the East is just getting easier and easier. So imagine Anthony Davis on that team. The Celtics have the assets to pull this off, and hopefully Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis won't work out for them, and this can really be a great thing to watch. So anyway, guys, this is just my video on NBA rumors, trade talks, what's been going on. Hopefully Anthony Davis comes to the Celtics. I know all Celtics fans have been dying for an amazing trade from Danny Ainge, and it's not wrong to expect it because he's such a great GM. But and LeBron James, a lot of rumors about him going, changing teams. It'll be really interesting to watch next offseason and during this year for some cool trades and signings. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Peace.